wanted to answer a question I got asked the most since moving from New York to Portugal about a year and a half ago. What do your kids think about living there in Portugal? We moved in March of 2025, so it's well over a year now, and I can't believe it went by so fast. My kids are now 13 and 18, so really big milestone years. And I see a lot of videos of people moving with younger kids, or they're moving solo, or moving just with a spouse, and not many videos of what it's like to move with teenagers. Because when we moved, of course, they were at the age where they already had their own routines, they had friends, they had things they love about living in New York. So moving to a whole nother country was, of course, going to be a really big adjustment for them. It's not something that I did as a spur of the moment decision. We sat down as a family to discuss it. We did a whole pros and cons list of why we should go, why we shouldn't go, and surprisingly they were more for going than against it. So what we did is a scouting trip. We were thinking of living in Porto, that's up north in Portugal. And while it's very beautiful in Porto, we kind of wanted to be more by the beach. Our first scouting trip to Porto, we stayed 2 weeks. And at the time I was homeschooling them, so we were able to move around and they could do their schooling wherever. So we stayed in Porto for 2 weeks, loved it, and went back home and said, okay, maybe this is something we really want to do. Maybe we really want to move to Portugal. A year later, we did another scouting trip, and this time came down here to the Algarve region of Portugal in the south. 100% different from living in New York. We stayed down here for, I would say, about 3 weeks in the Algarve. And again, I was homeschooling at the time, so they could really study and do their schoolwork from anywhere. But since moving here, I've seen their personalities really change. They're really, really thriving. My youngest in New York, he was super social, had a ton of friends, and my oldest was very quiet and introverted, a lot like me. And then since moving here, it totally shifted. My oldest now, he is class president. He founded a chess club here. They've been playing chess since they were really, really young. He's prom king of his class. He just graduated from high school. They both go to an international school, but I'll talk about the schooling in a second. My youngest, when he first started, he was slower to opening up to people. It was a bigger adjustment for him. So he would go to school and the teachers were saying that he wasn't really talking to people and kind of had his head down for most of the day. So that was a little stressful because I was then wondering, did I make a mistake? And he's not gonna have friends here, and what did I do? So I was feeling really bad about that. A few months into the school year, he did make a really good friend, and from there, as soon as he made his friend, his whole personality switched back on. He was coming home excited, saying, I had so much fun at school, I had the best day today, I did this with my friends. Having a friend here who's the same age as him really, really made a huge difference. So they're both really thriving. I'm so, so proud of them. They're doing amazing. Love going to school. I made some really, really great friends here. So about the schooling, I was homeschooling them for about 2 years before we moved here. And the reasons for the homeschooling was, first of all, I didn't think they were learning much at the schools. There were some incidents where there were threats of school shootings. And it was after that I was like, no, we're not doing this anymore. So I had pulled them out of school and homeschooled. That was a big reason for the homeschooling. And with the homeschooling, they did extremely well. Why I didn't homeschool here is because I wanted to immerse in our new environment. Plus it's so much safer here. They go to a school now where it's taught in English. Lessons are in English, teachers speak English. But there are kids in the class from all over the world. They do lessons in Portuguese. I was never going to homeschool here. That was never the plan to homeschool here. The plan was to Portuguese public school, but I was finding it was too much paperwork and too much to do to get that going. And then also I was thinking, at this age, it's not like they're younger where they can pick up Portuguese super quick. I mean, they're picking it up now, but when you're younger, you can pick it up easier. To just throw them into a Portuguese public school where they don't know the language, I didn't think that was fair to them, and they did not want to do that. To just jump into a Portuguese public school, not know the language at all. At this age, I researched a bunch of international schools in the area and found one for them. Another thing that I've seen is that they are so much more independent here. My youngest, who is who was 13, he and his friend would just hop in Uber. We have the Uber team, or they meet at the mall, super safe, and they get to socialize with their friends, be independent, and have a great time. They ride the bus by themselves. They take the local bus. And what surprised me with my youngest, he just one day said, we were walking to the bus stop, and one day he just said to me, "Thank you so much for moving us here." Just out of the blue. I was taken aback by that, because while I see that they're having a great time and they love living here, for him to just come out and say that made me feel better that they're comfortable here. So that was huge. So my oldest plays volleyball every weekend with his new friends he's made in the volleyball group, and it's people from all over the world. We live across from the beach, so he just like walk across the street and go play volleyball with his friends, Brazilian friends. Of course, he has Portuguese friends. He has friends from like Germany and Sweden. My youngest son, his really good friend is from South Africa. They're learning different cultures. It was just really good to see them thriving in this environment. It's like solidified to me that this was like the best decision for us. The slow pace of life, which is what I wanted. Now we're here by the beach. It's total opposite of living in New York, and we absolutely love it here. My youngest, he'll just have his friends come over and they'll, hang out at the beach. It's a really, really beautiful life. And a question I've asked them is, would you ever move back to New York? And they said, absolutely not, we'd never move back to New York. And that was really surprising to me, because when we first moved here, it was a really big adjustment. So the first 3 months, when you move abroad, it's like a honeymoon phase. You move and it's like you're on vacation, you're at the beach, you're having a wonderful time. And we moved here in March of last year. So it was like getting into spring. So tourists were coming, the weather was beautiful, there were things to do, festivals. When it came to like September and the tourists like trickled out, we were like, oh shoot, but we really live here. Like, we're not on vacation and heading back to New York. And that's why I think people need to be honest about how hard it is to move abroad and the adjustments that you will make, especially moving with kids who are teenagers, because that's a huge adjustment for them. It's hard to move, but it's possible to move. So I hope these videos that I make are very helpful. I hope you follow along if you want to move abroad. Even if you don't want to move abroad, you just want to put aside for someone living in a different country. If you just want to see, how did this single mom from New York move with her 2 kids to Portugal? If you just want to see our daily life, I hope you enjoyed the videos that I do about that. And if you have any suggestions about other videos you want to see, like about finances and things like that, I can do videos about that as well. But I did want to just share, because I have other single moms in the comments asking, how in the world did you do that? I've been doing these consultations where people will give me a call and we'll talk one-on-one on Zoom. If you're thinking about moving abroad, or you want to see how I did it, or if you want like the information I've used, I have the link down below in the description. And it feels really good to help people along their way. And I thank you guys so much. I read all the comments. I'm so grateful that I've built a community, not only here, but like community of people online. And this is my family, very supportive. I've met really great friends here. I moved here as a single mom. I don't have a spouse right now, So I'm really, really grateful for the support that I have from friends and family and the community I've built here. So I'm grateful when you guys like and subscribe, because it shows me that I'm really connecting with you, and there are people out there who are really interested in seeing what life is abroad, and what life is raising kids abroad, and it's making this really big transition. 100% the best move for me and my kids, and they tell me that all the time. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna head back in. It's getting really busy on the beach now. It's getting a little crowded here on the beach, so I'm gonna head back now, see what the boys are up to. So thank you so much for coming to the beach with me, and I will see you in the next one.